Antonio Coleman flipped from Auburn to Alabama. The Tide has their sights set on a couple of QB prospects that they're hoping will make the move. We're going to talk about those guys. Spring practice starts today. What does that mean for Alabama? All that coming up right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Let's get this thing going. Roll Tide, everybody. Here's your invitation. What do you say, everybody? There he is, Big Elmo. I'm Mick Gillispie, at Broadcaster Mick, at Brett Elmore Show. No, we don't have Elvis in the building today, but that was a fun show yesterday.
Elvis has left the building.
That was a fun show, man. I got to thank you, too.
It was.
I look fantastic with this new microphone.
You sound good.
Do I sound it really feels like it really, and guys, I got this microphone from Brett. So now I got Catfish the board, Brett the microphone and the mount, and it's a different level studio now.
Yeah, it's a good mic, and it sounds good for Mick. I like that Alabama baseball shirt. They're 11-0, man.
I know. Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide. All right, we're not going to talk basketball today. I know everybody's kind of still bummed out about that, but Alabama's not out of it yet. Just to say, all they got to do is worry about beating the Gators on the road and then see what happens, because Tennessee has some tough games ahead. But you want to win in March. You want to win in March Madness. I know the SEC is great, but it would be nice to get really hot in the playoff, do something there. I'll tell you what, though, talking about hot, when Coach DeBoer took the job at Alabama, people questioned his ability to recruit. And all he's done is hit the ground running. He's heard what everyone said, and he's been super motivated to prove everyone wrong. A player that actually decommitted when Nick Saban was there was Antonio Coleman. Now the 4-star from Saraland has recommitted to Alabama. So this guy went from Alabama to Auburn, back to Alabama again, Brett. That was huge news, and it dropped right before Alabama's basketball game on Saturday. Now we're going to talk about the quarterbacks that are out there that Alabama's kind of got their eyes on. They're peeping a couple guys that they would like to do the same thing with, or at least maybe one of the guys.
Yeah. And in talking about it, I mean, we talked the other day about Juju Lewis. I mean, he's committed to USC. He's from Carrollton, Georgia. He's 6'1", 185 pounds. We had talked about him the other day. I think we have a pretty good shot at landing this guy. He will be in town. He will be in Tuscaloosa on an unofficial visit on March the 8th. So that's what, 4 days from now? That'll be Friday.
Or as my grandmother used to say, Friday.
It'll be Friday, and he'll be in town. So,
Did your grandmother say Friday?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
okay,
Monday.
Just check.
Yeah.
Just check.
Yeah.
He'll be there Friday, though.
Yeah. But, Juju Lewis may be one that he may be the next flip. I don't know. It was big, though, over the weekend to get – I think they call him Big Tony. Mm-hmm. Big Tony Coleman from Saraland.
Yeah. Yep. Got him to flip.
That was like Auburn's prized highest-rated recruit of the 2025 class.
Felt good, didn't it?
Oh, man, it feels wonderful.
Anytime you get them.
But Freddie Roach, man, he's the one. You talk about Coach DeBoer, yeah, has a lot to do with it. But Freddie Roach, I think, is proving himself to be just a standout recruiter.
Well, you got Nick Sheridan and also Coach DeBoer working on Lewis. USC is a long way, and he's a USC commit from Carrollton, Georgia. You know that if you're Juju Lewis, Tuscaloosa's right in your backyard, and he's the number 2 quarterback in the country. You got this offensive West Coast style of attack now at Alabama. DeBoer with all the positive energy. He's really winning people over. He's hungry for success. and he's a quarterback's coach. I mean, look at what he did with Michael Penix. So I feel like this one is, like you said, I feel this one is probably going to happen. I mean, it's just a gut feeling. I could be totally wrong, but already coming to campus. There's another guy out there, though, that Alabama also has their eye on. And you, if you're not going to Georgia and you're not in Alabama, there's another place that's really close by that you're always keeping an eye on.
Mississippi.
That's right.
Mississippi.
The SIP, right? Isn't that what Lane calls it?
I think that is what Lane calls it. George County, as a matter of fact, for Duce Knight. He's committed to Notre Dame. What's so special about that?
Yeah.
6'4", 195. But once again, Alabama's on that list, and who knows? Now he's a lefty, which I kind of like. He's a dual threat talent. He's pretty good. So we'll see what happens with him. But Colorado's after him. I think last month Colorado offered him, but so far he's committed to Notre Dame. But who knows?
Coach Prime in this mix.
Yeah,
huh?
he's trying to dig into the Southern guys too, huh?
Yeah. A friend of mine, Justin Steele, who is a pitcher for the Cubs from Loosedale, Mississippi, went to George County High School, I believe it is. But yeah, some great athletes there. And it's in Steele. I got to know him as an Alabama fan. I know he with baseball, but huge Alabama fan. I think his grandfather might have played for Bear Bryant or something, and told me that there's a good Alabama population of fans in Loosedale, Mississippi. It's not far from Alabama, from the Alabama border, in probably Mobile County, that direction towards Mississippi. But Duce Knight, a guy to keep an eye on. Another commitment. They need to get him on campus, just like they're doing with Juju Lewis. But this new staff is focused on some of these guys that are committed to other schools, but they feel like fit their system. And it's exciting. I mean, the fact that they pulled Coleman, really the Ryan Williams signing was just such a big moment for this staff. And I feel like a lot of the momentum that they have is based on winning him over. And then all of a sudden now you got the best wide receiver to come out of Alabama since Julio Jones. And then, in his excitement and his personality and his enthusiasm, and they're just proving, and they're doing a good job with the high school coaches. So we'll see. But these are two guys that they really need to keep an eye on, or we need to keep an eye on as potential flips. And, the next thing is you get them on campus and then you win them over from there.
Well, you're right. It's almost like a snowball effect. It seemed like it was gloom and doom when Saban announced his retirement. Then all of a sudden, good things started happening finally for the program, and now all these recruits are starting to see this. Now, you make an interesting point, and I know this may sound crazy to a lot of you, but you're absolutely right when you're talking about a kid from Georgia going across country to go to USC, a kid from Mississippi going up to play at Notre Dame. It's awfully important, not only to the kids, but also to the families, that they're close by, where if they need to come and come to the rescue, they can. Can't do that if you're at USC or Notre Dame. I mean, it takes a while to get there.
Well, and also you're not going to get to see them play. They don't play.
Yeah. You can drive and watch your kid play anytime. So, that has a big effect on a lot of this. It really does, because of that just aspect of the whole recruiting game. And and don't think that's something that they don't work on and tell the parents about.
Well, don't forget that the dead period ends today, right? And that means that you go to the quiet period that starts, and that allows recruits to return to college campuses. They can do that for spring visits, but they can't do the off-campus recruiting contacts, no in-persons, and You know, that kind of extends till, I think that's until April 15th. And then that changes over to the next thing. But then remember, you got April 16th, you got the start of the transfer portal.
Yeah, I was about to say, portal has to be coming up.
Right. So you got practice that starts today, like 3:30 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then from that point on, you're kind of building into the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. But for Alabama, there's as much evaluating going on as instructing, because these guys got to figure out fast who they think is going to fit their system, who they think can play, and where they need help at, and then go get that help.
That's a great point. I mean, new coaching staff, new system, new everything, and you only have a short window to figure all that stuff out until the portal opens up, and then you can go out and find maybe what you need to plug in. But you're absolutely right.
All right, Brett, it's been fun hanging out with you, and I know you're a man of taste and you're a man of leisure.
Yeah.
And you're a guy that likes the finer things in life. There's one of the finer things in life right there. 4th and 20, 4th and 31. I was going to say 23, but it's not. Longer than that. And if it wasn't for a bad Seth McLaughlin snap, we might not have this beautiful print right here.
Yeah.
But when all the chips were on the table and Bama was down to the last beat of their heart, Jalen Milroe threw that touchdown pass deep into enemy territory for a game-winning touchdown against the people that hate Alabama, the Auburn Tigers. And it is available right now. It's an absolutely gorgeous print that is going to have to come into the man cave. And you guys can get one as well. And if you tell them that we sent you here, Bama Tailgate, you get 15% off when you purchase it at newlifeart.com. But look at that thing, man. That is the color version of it right there, and it is just glorious.
That is sharp. That is sharp.
Also want to tell you guys, too, don't forget that we're presented by ChadwickAnderson.com, our good buddy Catfish. He can do a lot of things. He is a man of multitasking ability. That includes he's helped over 10,000 families get into new homes, including this studio right here, which it doubles as a man cave. He's an investment consultant and an Airbnb expert. He's also been my good friend for a long time, someone that I really do trust and believe in. And he answers that cell phone. If it's not me calling, he will answer it. Brett, if it's me, it goes right to voicemail.
Well, I tried calling him once, and it went to voicemail.
But
he was taking a nap, though, was the thing, and it was on the weekend. So I'll give him a break on that.
It was at midnight on a Thursday.
Right,
on a Sunday. Okay, no. Anyway, there's his number up there. Check him out if you guys are in the business right now to buy or sell a home and you need help with your mortgage. Chad is the guy that can help you and does a lot of other things. Brett, thanks for hanging out. We got football back. At least it's practice, but we're heading towards that 8A game. Roll Tide, my friend.
Roll Tide.